so often, the Sports Hangover touches on mature topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar. That's Jeremy Garrison, and this is our second show of the new year. We got big things going on, lots of news. Do you want to break the happening now news?
Let's do it, Mike. Championship Sunday is upon us. Now, this is not your typical Championship Sunday. The Super Bowl's not here, but it's Championship Sunday. AFC, NFC Championship games. The four best teams in the league are going to be playing each other. The Broncos, Patriots, Brady Manning, 49ers,
Before we get
Seahawks.
all into that, Jeremy, we made a bet last week. We did a playoff pick'em live on the air. We did live rock, paper, scissors. I picked four teams. You picked four teams. It was very, very fair the way it was. My four teams are already out. They're out of the playoffs. I've never seen this before. All the underdogs lost this weekend, which shouldn't happen. At least one underdog should have made it, should have at least advanced this week. Give me a little hope.
You would think so. At least the Chargers on Sunday against the Broncos. Once all the favorites won, you thought the Chargers would come in strong. That was not the case. Mike, you already owe me Dolphins gear for the second year in a row. This can't feel good.
I honestly, in my mind, all weekend, I was like, Chargers all the way. Chargers are making it to the Super Bowl. They're going to come in, big underdogs, beat Denver, take it home, which they could have beaten Denver if they could have scored more points a little bit earlier and not waited till the last quarter. But I'm upset, Jared. This is not a good way to start the year.
They did make it interesting, but so here we are. Let's set the matchup. First game on Sunday, Denver Broncos hosting the New England Patriots. The game is in Denver, 3 o'clock on CBS. Brady versus Manning. They played like 15 times. Brady has won a lot more than Peyton has. Set the table. I mean, this is going to be an epic, epic matchup. It could be the last time these two guys face each other.
That's true. And this whole year, last year too, I'm counting as this year of gambling in football, I have not been very good. I haven't really been winning too much. As you know, you gambled a little bit. You won. But the problem is
I won.
You have to hit a certain amount of money to actually cash out.
Yeah, don't use illegal offshore gambling sites because apparently they don't let you cash out unless you're winning a lot of money.
We've just been trying to win money, and I'm like, okay, Jeremy gave me I had a little money in there. Haven't been really winning anything.
Yeah.
I did put down a parlay for this weekend, and the Patriots are in it. So, okay, so I did Seahawks, Patriots. Then I parlayed the point spread. I did what is it? It is, hold on, it's right here. 3.5 for the Seahawks and +5 for the Patriots when I placed my bet. So I'm hoping they pull out because this will basically end my betting for this year. I'm not betting the Super Bowl if I don't win this. That's it. I'm done.
I'm surprised the Patriots-Broncos line is 5 points. I thought it'd be a little tighter like the Seahawks-49ers game is. Starting with that game, I think it's going to be an epic game with Brady and Manning. I'm so excited that these guys are playing on a huge stage like this. This is the biggest possible stage they could be playing in, the AFC title game. We're nearing the end of both their careers. You know, it's easy to think, oh, these are two of the best. I see them play all the time. This could be the last one, like I said, and it's great to see them going out like this. And to me, Mike, it's whoever plays better. It comes down to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady on Sunday. Right now, I'm picking the Broncos to win the game. Not to cover the spread. If you had asked me about the point spread, I'd take the Pats. I think it's a field goal game. I'd pick the Broncos to win the game. Who wins the game in your mind?
The Patriots win the game.
Straight up, money line, you're going underdog.
I just think the way they've been playing, they've been getting better. They can score more points. They can score when they need the points. And the Broncos are more, we'll score a lot of points, and then we'll kind of sit back. And then people can score on us, and then we come down to the wire. And I think that's not the way to play right now in the playoffs because Brady can score those points and can win a game. So I'm going Patriots.
Here's a fun fact for you. Peyton Manning's legacy is literally on the line in this game. His entire legacy as a quarterback, he's always struggled in the playoffs, only one Super Bowl. A second Super Bowl would cement him as one of the top 3 quarterbacks of all time in the history of this great game. He would join Tom Brady on that Mount Rushmore. If he doesn't win, Mike, Tom Brady just goes above and beyond Peyton even more than he already is.
I have a fun stat for you from ESPN. They said the difference between the AFC and the NFC. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning have combined for negative 13 rushing yards this season. Colin Kaepernick and Russell Wilson have combined for 1,063 yards this season.
It's two completely different sets of quarterbacks, and I'm glad that the two passers are playing each other and the two rushers are playing each other. I wouldn't want like one against one, which, in the Super Bowl, that's what we're going to get. We're going to get one against one.
It's going to be exciting.
All right, let's talk about the NFC game. I know you're a big Seahawks fan. You used to be a 49ers fan. This must be a little awkward for you.
Jeremy,
going in.
I moved here. I'm going to reinstate what I said before. I
Where's
moved
here?
to
Seattle?
Los Angeles. Coming from Tampa, I wanted a team. I wanted a West Coast team to support. I went with the 49ers. They got too big. I felt like too big of a bandwagon. So I jumped on the Seahawks. And now they're getting big. But I'm going to stick with them here. I think they can pull out this win. This is an exciting game because they beat them once this season. The 49ers beat them once. So it's anybody's game. They both have good defense. Their offense is very similar. It just comes down to Kaepernick can kind of keep his head in the game. Unlike what Cam Newton did last week. He was all over the place. That was such a bad game for the Panthers.
Yeah, you had a lot of belief in the Panthers and Cam Newton. I didn't
Did you see
any of that happen.
Bad they the defense was not keeping it together. They were so pissed off, getting flags, and before the game, Cam Newton was he was like, oh my God, hopefully I can do this. Like I saw him right before the first snap. They got that like close up on him on the face. You knew they were gonna lose right then and there because it was too big for him. He couldn't handle it.
He wasn't confident at all. I think last week we talked about Kaepernick or Cam Newton. Who would you rather have? I'd rather have Kaepernick. You went with Cam Newton.
I'm wrong in all categories. Don't listen to me. I can't
sorry,
win gambling bets.
If I keep
You
piling on
stuff,
here.
just listen to Jeremy.
On that note, I'm going with the 49ers as you go with the Seahawks. So my Super Bowl prediction after this week is 49ers-Broncos. You've got the Patriots-Seahawks. Either way, no matter what the matchup is, any of the four ways, it's going to be an epic, epic Super Bowl. I'm excited about this weekend.
You'll be here for the Super Bowl, Jeremy, back in L.A.
I'll be in L.A. Maybe we can do like a little live
We'll take
broadcast
some
or something.
photos.
That'd be fun for the fans.
Some selfies.
Just photos. Okay, it's going to be a great Sunday of games. I'm excited about it. Moving on to what's also happening now. Let's get through these a little bit quicker here. Johnny Football, Mike, is going to the draft. We talked about him last week. Top quarterback prospect. A lot of quarterbacks come out in the draft. Gil Brandt on NFL.com, one of the most respected personnel men in all of football, all of GM circles.
Okay.
No, most people don't. That's what I'm informing here. He has Johnny Manziel number 1 in his first mock draft of the offseason. That's like breaking news, if you ask me.
Now, hopefully you remember last week. Maybe this is a little better sign for my year. But I did predict whatever team Johnny Manziel goes to, he will take that team to the playoffs.
And the Houston Texans aren't that far away. They're picking number 1. It's a great fit for them. Bill O'Brien, the new head coach, is a former offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. He wants a good quarterback to rebuild with. Matt Schaub is on his way out there. Houston has playmakers. Think about it. Arian Foster, we're going to talk about in like 30 seconds. They have Ben Tate. They have Andre Johnson. They have DeAndre Hopkins. There's so many playmakers on offense. Throw Johnny Manziel on that team. I think it's great formula.
But it just didn't show up this year for some reason.
To me, it comes down to Johnny Manziel or UCF's Blake Bortles, two of the top quarterbacks in the draft class. You laugh at that. Blake Bortles is going top 3 or 5. You think I'm crazy? I went to UCF. That's where he's from.
All right.
It's going to happen.
I see the UCF plaque behind you.
It's back there. Diploma. Teddy Bridgewater is not going number 1. I was on the record of saying that last week. I'm not buying his skill set. My third story right now, Arian Foster. I just teased that a second ago. Something's going on with Arian Foster here where a 20-year-old University of Houston girl is apparently coming out to the media. She's speaking to the media right now. Her name is Brittany Norwood, 20 years old, and she says that Arian Foster is pressuring her to get an abortion. Mm-hmm. Currently, she's pregnant. She had sex with Arian Foster over the summer. She never knew he was married. He has 2 small daughters. And now he is pressuring her to get an abortion. I want to ask you, Mike, where do you stand on this particular issue? heavy stuff, right?
Oh, we're really getting serious here. Now, is this another thing like the Jameis Winston rape scandal where allegedly or...
No, that didn't happen. In my book, that didn't happen. This woman's actually pregnant. Okay. Like, unless it's a pillow under her belly, there's something
sometimes,
inside
like, maybe they saw them and, like, oh, he didn't sleep with me, and then that night she decided to go have sex with somebody else, and now she's pregnant, and now she wants money. That's the kind of thing the vibe I'm getting here is that she might have not even slept with them. So I want DNA testing before I choose sides.
Oh, there's a lot of ammunition here. Their first intimate encounter was at Hotel Zaza in Houston. Brittany Norwood spent a week with Arian Foster in California as he recovered from back surgery, helping him out after the surgery. She sold pictures to TMZ, of course, of the two of them together. So there's a lot going on here. Apparently, there's a quote from Arian Foster from Norwood, not from Foster herself. He said, "You can't have this. You can't have this kid. Like, we cannot bring a child into this. Like, think about my kids." That's the quote from Arian Foster from Norwood. So a lot of fun, juicy stuff here.
Can I say this? I think when you're this famous, you got a lot of money, and you're going to go sleep and don't wear a condom, you got to expect you're going to have a kid at some point. Another kid outside of your marriage or whatever you have.
Yeah. Why can't he wrap it up? I never understand why people can't just wrap it up. It seems so simple.
I mean, when you got all the money in the world, you just want to have unprotected sex. And
that's what your wife is for. I don't think it's his position to, like you said, I agree with you. I think that's what you were saying. It's not his position to bully her into getting an abortion. If that's what happened here, and she's standing to make a lot of money off of this, right?
That's
this is
why
a very
she's
famous
not going to get an
ritual.
abortion. I'm sure if any other scenario would happen, like if you knocked her up, she's like, I'm not having a kid with that guy. I'm just trying to say, you're not at the same level as Arian Foster.
In many different categories,
so I
I'm
don't
sure.
know if you would.
But it also sucks for her if she does go through having the kid. She's 20 years old. She's a student, and he's got his own family. He's not going to be helping raise this kid. It's a no-win situation. A lesson at home. Wrap your thingy up. Put a little wrapper on it, and then go do whatever you want with it.
Time to dig up the dirtiest stories around the
All right, Jeremy,
sport.
this week in Sexy Slutty Skanky Story of the Week, this has been going around lately. A-Rod officially out for the 2014 season. As you
Suspended.
can tell, I've been following baseball a lot lately. You should be proud of me.
Really impressed. What's behind that?
So I guess he wasn't. I mean, at some point in the steroid career of his, he was getting injections, but at first he was getting little gummy-roided-filled gummy bears that he could chew on the bench, pass out to other people. I don't know, but this seems like a great idea because they make a lot of different type of gummy things out here in LA. Some of the shops out here sell like they sell like marijuana filled gummy bears. So
sounds pretty good.
This is something big for gummy production. I think they're going to make some money from this.
Listen, I like gummy bears without anything in them, just regular gummy bears, and I get a lot of shit from that from my friends like you, but that's okay with me. Also, my multivitamins I take every day are in the form of gummies, so
mine too.
This is very smart of A-Rod to do this.
Yeah, I like the gummies. You can do everything with gummies. Does this mean anything for you? I feel like we knew this was coming for A-Rod, that he was going to be suspended for the season. Like, he shouldn't have played last season, and he's not going to play this season. This could basically be the end for him. He's got a lot of money. He should sit back, go on do broadcasting, do TV.
He should probably get out of the public eye, not stay in it. I think he should go move to Cancun with like 3 hot women and just live his life there, out of the spotlight.
I think he likes the spotlight, though.
But the spotlight doesn't like him because no one likes him anymore. No one likes him on the planet anymore.
But even bad publicity is good publicity. Like, everybody is out there. Everybody sees him. It's not like, okay, you did steroids. So did half of the baseball league, and no one knows about it. But you're a bigger star. You got caught. Now you're out.
Mike, for our show, The Sports Hangover, bad publicity is good publicity. For Alex Rodriguez, when you live the last 20 years of your life in the spotlight, not all publicity is good. And the steroid publicity is about as bad as it gets in all sports right now. It's a black eye on all of baseball and everyone associated with it. And he is responsible for a large part of it. He deserves to be suspended. I don't know why the appeal dragged out for 6 months or whatever it was. That's a huge problem with MLB. And the thing is, he has so much money left on his contract. He may come back and play for the Yankees only for the money because of the sick contract they give him. It's a horrible situation. Personally, I want him to disappear, go to Mexico, and never read about him, never see him again. All that stuff. I'm sick of it.
I think he's going to – I mean, I think he'll be back. He'll take a year off, whatever. Get back in the public light. That's where he likes to be. He likes his face on TV. Now, the guy
there's like 60 million reasons why he would come back. That's how much money's left on his contract. It's just asinine.
Now, the guy who was actually selling him this stuff was – I guess he was receiving $12,000 cash each month for these little gummies. But at some point in time, I guess he was getting death threats because he didn't want – obviously, A-Rod did not want him to come out and tell everybody about this.
Well, he just did this whole tell-all on 60 Minutes this week. I'll tell you, I would pop some gummies right now to increase the bicep, wouldn't you? Gummies.
Why not?
I'll eat any kind of gummy bear. I'm just saying that right now. Whatever you put in it, I'll try it.
All
also,
right.
Our sexy, slutty, skanky story of the week. I'm not sure how the gummy bears fell into that. I guess it's pretty skanky. this Lauren Haney, the girl that I don't even know if that's her first name, Mrs. FSU.
Oh, you should just say that because I actually don't even. It's just Miss FSU or Mrs. FSU, not
Mrs. FSU. Miss FSU. We'll go with that. Dating Johnny Manziel. She had a threesome with Johnny Manziel, Los Angeles, last week.
Really, just dropping bombs. Okay.
We reported that on last week's show. I hope you watched it.
I didn't. That might have actually slipped, but I know that you've been getting some FSU insider information.
There's 2 girls, 1 Johnny football last week. Now I have some additional information on Miss FSU, who's trying to make a career for herself in Hollywood. I appreciate her favoriting my tweet about her at TSH Podcast. All my tweets are there. She got kicked out of Florida State, kicked out of her sorority for bringing guys back. She's a total flunk out. She's sleeping all around the university, so it's no surprise that she is milking Johnny Manziel right now. She just wants to be in the spotlight, Mike. She wants the attention. She loves that even me and you, as insignificant as we are, she loves that we're talking about her.
It's true. And do you know where in Hollywood she's staying? Maybe we can try to get her on the show at some point.
I don't have an address, and after what I just said, she may not want to appear.
Well, we'll see. I mean, she could always clear her name. I mean, maybe these are facts that we're getting from the internet. And the internet is always right.
And they're not always facts. Remember, I have sources in high places across the country, and that is where a lot of this is coming from.
Okay.
Sources, Mike, you can't beat them.
You can't beat them. All right, let's go to one for the Honeys.
By the way, this is my new favorite segment in the show. You came up with this, and I just want to say you are very creative sometimes, and this is good.
Oh, thanks. Dude, so we didn't mention this before, right? The Seahawks and the Broncos are not selling tickets to people outside their region.
Right, and not necessarily outside their region. Like the Seattle Seahawks, for example, they're playing the San Francisco 49ers this week.
Correct.
They're not letting anyone with a California credit card buy a ticket to the game. You can live as far as Hawaii and Alaska, which is a lot farther than California.
Well,
you can live in Montana.
I would say Alaska's pretty close to Seattle.
Do you know for sure?
I'm not exactly. I can look it up real quick. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
You look it up. I can tell you Hawaii is like 3,000 miles from Seattle. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, yeah.
Really far.
That's far away from me, too. Let's see.
Yeah. It's not right. I don't like this story. The Denver Broncos are doing the same thing. They're not letting fans with a Massachusetts address on their credit card buy tickets. And that's a little further away. People in California and San Francisco can drive to Seattle and go to this game.
Now, this is like to the heart of Alaska, but
Anchorage.
Yeah, but there's actually like a little Alaska comes down like this really far into Canada. It's really not that far. I would say it's farther. Yes, they are closer.
Farther than San Francisco.
Jeremy, why? Listen,
I'm
going to put the mileage up in a screenshot, and then everybody can determine for themselves.
Everyone's free to Google themselves. I don't need to Google for you. The point is, I don't like it, Mike. If I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan and I jump on the Seahawks website, I deserve to buy a ticket. Who are you? Who are you, the other team, telling me I can't attend your game? That is prejudice. It's prejudicial.
Jeremy, that's just the stadium. There are the scalpers, the StubHubs, every other website will sell you these tickets. The NFL
but they have to pay maximum value. Why is a team allowed to be prejudiced against different groups of people?
Because they want their fans there. And if you were a fan of the Miami Dolphins and you had a Florida residency, wouldn't you want first dibs on a ticket to the game and not some guy?
I wouldn't feel like I deserve it over someone in Georgia. What if the Seahawks and the Broncos said, no Spanish people allowed at the game? We are not selling.
Different. You're going racist.
You're Spanish. It's the same type of thing.
You're getting racist.
Spanish. How is it different?
No, it's different. It's because they want their fans there, and they don't want people from New York being like, "Oh, I'm a millionaire. I'm going to buy tickets to the Seahawks game."
That's not. This is public. This is for public consumption. It's not like you're giving away freebies.
Watch it home. Watch it at home.
Right.
Watch it at home.
Smart people will watch it at home because the at-home experience is better.
Yes, it is.
I'm like, I don't like this. This one for the Honeys pissed me off a little bit.
I appreciate it. And you would too if it was happening.
Just for a Seahawks fan.
I'm a Seahawks. Wouldn't you want the more home field advantage? And if say a team travels better,
the Seahawks need any help with their home field advantage.
If say like Pittsburgh, they travel very well, right? And you go to a Chargers game, and it was a divisional matchup, you wouldn't want the whole stadium being Pittsburgh fans, right?
But they would be allowed to buy tickets. I wouldn't say no one in Pennsylvania is allowed to purchase a ticket.
You want to try to get that. That's the home field advantage. I appreciate it. They should do more of this.
No.
They should. I like it.
It's not
All right.
I agree with you on this. Stay home and watch the game because that's a better experience.
All right. If we don't get molested, arrested, or abused, we'll be back next Thursday.